Welcome to Sam Explains. I make educational resources for parents with an open case. I've studied child welfare in our nation for the past 3 years. I have a certification in parent advocacy, and I have talked to thousands of families across the nation who've dealt with CPS. There are many misunderstandings that society has about our nation's child welfare system. One of those misunderstandings I would like to clear up today, and that is that when a child is removed, the parents receive a case plan. And it is often understood or believed that the parent completes the services within the case plan, checks off any to-do list, any requirements, and then the child is returned home. The parents get their child back. And that's not the way it works, not at all. CPS is not a problem solution agency. They are a very intricate, detailed risk management system. And because of that, things like completing tasks doesn't mean you get your children back. Things like loving your child and being emotionally bonded and connected doesn't mean you get your children back. It can actually have you labeled negatively, which we'll get into in a minute. Defending yourself, CPS very often creates a false narrative for the courts at the child removal. There's no evidence required in a dependency court case. It's not like a criminal case. And so children are removed based on hearsay and things that just aren't proven. There's no evidence. And so parents naturally become upset. This involves their children. Parents are accused of things that they didn't do or that never happened, and they become defensive. These are natural, normal human responses. But the way that CPS is set up, they take these responses and compute them into their system as risk, instability, denial, resistant. Parents with a CPS case are unknowingly observed by contradictions. Here are some examples. Parents who show passion get labeled and interpreted to be unstable. A parent shows grief, CPS interprets dysregulated. Parents show advocacy, CPS interprets as resistance. Parents become defensive, CPS interprets as lack of accountability. Parents start explaining, CPS interprets as minimizing. Parents show love, and CPS interprets it as emotional dependency. Parents are expected to be emotionally invested without being emotionally expressive. When a parent, because I've been through this, loses custody of their child, it's very sudden. You don't know it's coming. Now, remember, most CPS cases are not due to abuse or neglect. If a parent abuses their child, then they have some inclination that CPS is coming. If cops were there or there was an arrest or many scenarios for that, many CPS removals are unlawful and do not even involve abuse or neglect upon the child. So it comes as a surprise, and whether it's a surprise or it's not, it throws parents into a devastating state of mind, especially good parents who are losing custody of their children in CPS. They are lost without their children. I know I was. I couldn't function without my kids. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know how to sleep. I was a mess. I was angry. I was worried. I was worried sick. And all these things that I was going through, I'm my kid's mom. I can feel my kids' confusion and sorrow and depression also. And so, as you can imagine, it's a very horrible time in any family's life. CPS doesn't give parents any grace period or adjustment period. They immediately are observing and documenting and putting what they see into their system that assesses it through the risk management lenses, and that's not how humans function. A parent, it's normal to defend themselves or to be too depressed to start appointments and being on time and things like that right away. It is difficult. CPS doesn't care. They are instantly labeling you and affecting the trajectory of your entire family and your existence as a mother. So I just wanted to make that part of my awareness videos, that CPS doesn't operate like normal human beings. And that's why families and parents feel like they're set up to fail. It's not so much that they're set up to fail, but they're set up by a system that runs like a computer. And parents are unaware of that. Parents are unaware of really anything. Parents don't know CPS policies and procedures. Parents don't know about due process. Parents go to court and get assigned an attorney, but that attorney's not really fighting and defending them. That attorney is pacifying them and holding their hand through what the system wants. A parent is never notified of their rights and told what's going on and is given a fair defense or a fair chance. And their voices are never heard. My voice was never heard in court. Every court hearing was traumatic, and I was railroaded, and my story ended with termination of parental rights. And I blame that on my attorney. That's a story for another video, but my purpose of this video is for society to see the impacts of CPS through truth. Society's understanding of CPS isn't accurate, and it's causing parents to be isolated, judged, and shamed. And good parents are losing their children, losing custody to CPS. Some are unified, thank God, but some don't. No child should ever be ripped from their family and everything familiar to them that they know and love. And the reason that anything I've said today matters is because the children are the victims. The children are the ones suffering. Quick example. CPS, instead of giving money to foster families, instead of giving money to strangers to take care of the child, they could give that money to the biological family who's struggling and going through a situational, temporary crisis. But instead, CPS removes the child, causing forever permanent traumatizing damage possibly, and then giving money to strangers to take care of the child. Just some things to bring to your attention, because the children are the victims. And if we're a country that can't protect our children, then we're a country who doesn't even deserve the air we breathe. I know you want truth, and I know you care about protecting children. And so that's why this video matters. Please subscribe to get this information out to more people. Awareness is where it starts. Awareness is really important, not only for legislative change, but for parents' healing, adoptees' healing, foster care children's healing, and future children and families' protection. So please subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time.